Okay, in this video, we are going to see how to run a Hadoop application on an Amazon EMR service. Alright, so you're going to need your console, AWS console, and you're going to need a terminal application to connect to the master node of the cluster. First of all, Amazon's Elastic MapReduce service doesn't use HDFS. As a storage point. They're going to use S3 service to store input and output folders. So the first thing that we're going to do is to create some folders inside S3 service. Okay, let's start with the console. So we select the S3 service. You're going to create a new bucket. Give a bucket name. I'm going to give this bucket name. Any name is okay. So select the US standard or whatever region is your standard region to create the bucket. Just click on create. Okay, so this is your bucket. You're going to place some folders inside the bucket. The first thing I'm going to create is a source folder to put all the Java and Jar files. So I click create folder and say src as the source folder name, and it is created. Another folder, input, and another one for logging purposes. Okay, the output folder will be created as a result of running your Hadoop job, so there is no need to create the output folder. Next thing I'm going to do is to load the Java files. So as an example, we are going to run the maximum temperature application we've seen in our previous class. So I select the source folder. Let's see. Select it. And click upload from the actions, and I'm going to add the Java files. Okay, the main class, the mapper class, and the reducer class. Okay, say start upload. All right. Let's go back, and in the input folder, we're going to put the weather data that we analyzed in our last class. So I'm going to upload it. Okay, so the weather data regarding this year information, so I choose it and start the upload. Okay. Now all your folders are ready. Next, we are going to create our Hadoop cluster. So from the services section, we're going to choose EMR, which stands for Elastic MapReduce. I already had two other clusters which are terminated listed in here. I'm going to create a new one. Give it a name. Let's say cluster 3. Here you can give the log folder which we created before. Alright, defaults. You don't need high, pig or hue, so if you need the software, you can always say to install them, and additional softwares like HBase, Impala, Ganglia, and Hunk, all are based on Hadoop infrastructure. So I'm going to delete them from my list. I don't want them to be installed on my cluster. Okay, so I'm going to decrease this to 1. So there's going to be one master node and one core node. And you can always increase your task nodes. And here the default is m3.xlarge type of node. Just like when you were trying to connect to an EC2 instance, you have to provide a key. So I previously created a key file, which name is MacBook Air. I'm going to use this key to connect to the master node. And for now, you can leave these step options empty. Steps are basically the jobs that you're going to submit to the Hadoop cluster. Right now, I'm going to do nothing. I will add my jobs later. And by clicking auto terminate no, your cluster will still be running after the job is finished. Okay, now I think it's ready to create the cluster. It might take a while to start that cluster. So until this here it says running, we cannot do anything. Let's leave it like that. Next thing we're going to do is once the cluster is up and ready, we're going to connect to the master node to download the Java files from S3 and then compile them using Java and Hadoop. Okay, so